Hi, Evelyn from Autism Training. Just a short little video on why a child might be spending a lot of time on their phone, because I know this is a contentious issue for a lot of parents and professionals as well. But usually it's in the context of an autistic child who is possibly in burnout, could have high anxiety or PTSD. So I just wanted to explain a couple of things that are involved with that experience and why somebody might spend a lot of time on their phone because of that. So basically, if you have experienced trauma, which we know lots of autistic children do in their day-to-day school environment and other environments as well, where they're bullied, excluded or othered by people who don't understand autistic communication and autistic body language and autistic ways of being and thinking and learning. When you experience that, it has an effect on you. And also you can have flashbacks to those events. So maybe going on your phone is a way to escape from those flashbacks that are happening to you. That's just like one of the reasons. Also, people talk about like doing it to regulate themselves, and we all do that when we go scrolling, just to kind of zone out from what's going on around us. And that's kind of, I suppose, just a way of describing what I just said about flashbacks and things like that. Because if you're replaying situations in your head, it becomes very intrusive, and actually to find a way to kind of block that out is like a really good coping mechanism. And I think that's what a lot of kids are doing, and maybe that's just not obvious from the outside or to people who haven't experienced the same kind of level of trauma really. Also, when we've experienced trauma, we'll replay the events in our heads, and we will, see if we could have had an alternative response or a better outcome, and we will do that lots of times. It'll replay and replay, it'll wake us up in the night and we'll think about what we could have done differently or how it could have gone differently. It's like a constant narrative playing in your head. That's really distracting, because obviously you don't just have that running in your head, you also have emotional responses to that, so it's exhausting. So who could blame a kid for trying to tune that out somehow? Also, along with the replaying and reliving what has happened to you and trying to make sense of it when you felt so unsafe in this world, the self-shaming starts. And that's where you start convincing yourself that you're stupid or that you deserve it somehow, or that it's your fault. Those kind of internalized beliefs that like, I'm worthless, I'm a waste of space. These are things that can go on in children's minds when they have experienced trauma, where they know they are kind of an inconvenience to people around them, basically. If you feel like a burden, or that people would be better off without you, or that you deserved to be treated badly, or that it's your fault somehow, or you try to do things differently, that is quite taxing, and you're going to try and find ways to reduce that for yourself to survive, basically. You'll repeat it over and over and over. And also then, I suppose, as that happens, you'll start finding confirmation then. If you have that belief about yourself that you're a burden or a problem, which doesn't come from nowhere, it doesn't come from nowhere, it comes from our social world. You will then start looking for confirmation in your environment that this actually is true for you, and then all it takes is like a little comment from somebody or something that seems little to the other person to set off that spiral or that chain of events. So I just wanted to explain that, because I know sometimes when we talk about screen time and all of that, it's always a debate, and we start from the point that it's bad or it's distracting. But if it's actually playing a really important role in that child's life, I think we have to look at it and accept it for now. And then I think we need to, instead of asking how much time should they have, we should be asking, why are they spending so much time? Why do they need this time to regulate? What purpose is this playing for them? Because if we look beyond the behaviour as such and look for the purpose that this is playing for them, we'll see that there's a deeply troubled child underneath it who needs a lot of love and support. And maybe if we start changing how we respond, that we'll start seeing a difference then.